I'm so glad for y'all to be seeing me this Sunday. Hey, how you doing? Matt Barkley, Jensen Quinn, Hale, Raffy Dom, good to see you. Finer print, no one like you. Common sense guy, my beloved brother. I'm glad that we can all be gathered here together today on this heathen day of worship when all the goys seem to get together and think they worship the same God that apparently all of us Jews worship, but yet insist on creating their own day to do it on. Thank you for being here on this very, very unholy Sunday. Well, something came into my mind, and I just wanted to share it with y'all. I kind of wanted to do it in this fashion. I was going to make a video, and I thought, well, the last one went pretty good, so I've got a time in my mind that I'm going to shoot for. And I want to, look, I was under the impression that Antifa died, that there was no more Antifa, that it was a thing of the past. And come to find out, no, they're still out there. They're still trying to press some influence on the world from their ranks. And I'm not sure really all the time what that influence is supposed to be, what it is, what it's, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do, because the anti-fascist thing isn't working anymore for me, because they are fascists. How can you be anti-fascist if you are a fascist? So speaking of religious days, there's an old thing from the New Testament. How could you cast out devils in the devil's name? Can't do that. Same thing here. How can you cast out fascists in the fascist name? It's an impossibility. It's an oxymoron. It's a blue herring. It's a red herring. It's a green herring. It's a blue light. It's a red light. It's a green light. It's a yellow light. It's unbelievable. The light shines down and illuminates your mind, and reason dawns forth, and you understand that this is a crock of crap, a steaming pile of excrement shoveled before you. Be you liberal, be you conservative, be you centrist, be you right wing, left wing, alt right, left alt, left wing with a chicken wing on the side with some blue cheese and celery. Doesn't matter to the ogre. I personally don't like boxes, so I am none of the above. I don't really. I believe in logic. If I had a party, if I wanted to be part of a party, it'd be the weed party. Hey, look. Without any further ado, as I was starting to say earlier before I interrupted myself, I have kind of a set time frame in mind right now. Not going to be inviting anybody else on to this particular stream because this is a live rant today. I want you to be here with me. I want to see what you think about what I'm saying. I want you to be here and your minds to be active with me. I want you to be right now sending out mind beams of power to the ogre right now, where we can plug into the universal, overarching, just giant conscious that is humanity. Believe it or not, that thing exists. Let's plug into it today. Let's start right here. Now, while I play these videos in rapid succession, it comes out to about 4 minutes. I won't be saying anything. I'll be playing these without comment during. As soon as they're done, believe me, I'll add a little comment. Let's see how this works. Screen share this. And then I got to make one little change to my 2 turntables and a micro. Wicka. Where it's at? I got 2 turntables and a microphone. Got to change my microphone. All right. So there you go. Hang on to your seats, folks. This is some shocking stuff, and we'll talk about it as soon as it's done.
We know traffic's coming this way, right? Get in that intersection and start turning traffic that way. Get someone down the next block to start screaming and comes towards us, right? Yeah. Right! Yeah. Move! Some of you stay here. Some of you that are willing to put your down, go over there and get ready to get hit. Fuck!
This wasn't the only video.
When the left uses violence, in the rare cases that it happens, it's resistance. That when those actions are taken, it's because some other kind of threat has already materialized, and therefore that danger coming from far-right action justifies or necessitates some kind of intervention with force, with bodies actually engaging and trying to interrupt that danger that's now encroaching on specific bodies. I really want to make a distinction between attacking and destroying infrastructure or inanimate objects and what happens to people. And in that way, I would then ask us to consider how does right-wing or far-right or how fascist violence gets used. There's an ideology already of exclusion. And so in order to exclude people, you're going to have to push them out. That's already necessitating force. You have to constrain them.
Mr. Dixon, let me ask you a quick question.
Put that down. Put that down. Don't touch me. Hey, put that down, sir. You're on private property. You're on property. You may not touch me.
You don't touch me.
Move past me. Move past me. Move past me. Move past me.
James Fields with a rifle. Do you think that contributed, perhaps, to his mental state?
Call campus police, please. We have an intruder in here. Hello?
Did you chase James Fields with a rifle? This man admitted to chasing James Fields with a rifle right before the incident in Charlottesville in which a person was killed.
I'm trying to leave. They're here. They're in this private office filming us right now.
Will you just answer the one question that we're trying to ask you? Why did you do that?
You need to leave, please.
He's not going to answer.
No, they don't appear to be.
He's not going to answer. This person chased James Fields, the Charlottesville driver, with a rifle.
What room are we?
This is room
before the deadly
207.
crash.
207 of building 134 on Franklin Street.
Are you responsible for the death of Heather Heyer?
Gracious sakes, please.
Sorry?
Are you responsible for the death of Heather Heyer?
Yeah, can you talk?
Gracious sakes, please. I mean, I'm not sure who that was that said that. It obviously wasn't him. But when you hear that section, that part where he says, are you responsible for the death of Heather Heyer? And someone off camera, because his lips aren't moving, unless he's a damn good ventriloquist, I don't believe it's him, says, goodness gracious, please. Goodness gracious, please. Goodness gracious, for goodness sake, the children. Goodness gracious, please. I've heard people say that Trump and Rubio and any gun owner and the NRA and everybody, except for the coward cop that heard gunfire, and instead of the hero that had an AR-15 in his house when some maniac is shooting up a church, heard gunfire, reckoned he did not have time to put some shoes on, ran over from from cover, fired and struck the coward that was shooting men, women, and children in this little church. Injured him. He ran out and got in his car and began to flee. This man flagged down another gentleman that you'd want to judge. I mean, you know, you got to take his right to bear arms away, right? Because of his cowboy hat and his neck tattoo and his how y'all doing and steely glint in his eye. And he took a stranger on a high-speed chase to make sure that the fire he sent from cover struck this coward right proper. And to this day, I'm not sure if anybody knows, tell me out there in the chat. I don't believe they've said if he died from a self-inflicted gun wound or not. I think it's a very good possibility that that hero gunned him down. And in this case, we're told, oh, trust the police. You can't have a scary AR-15. I'm trying to draw a conclusion to this because it's important. We have crazy people, crazies, that are out there organizing folks with a gun. Now, look, when I've seen right-wing people, and I've seen some people that I think, there's a great little organization called We Are the Internet. And they did this little skit on your AR-15 makes you look like a dick. And now, look, if you're going to arm yourself on the street, you know, I suggest you go get a concealed carry permit and carry concealed, something that doesn't imprint, something that's powerful enough to suit your needs. It's a whole 9 yards. But, you know, it shows this guy's carrying his AR-15 everywhere. And it's like, you know, they're mocking him. They're publicly shaming him. A cop comes up to him. He's like, hey, it's my right to and he says, hey, we've had reports of, and the guy says, what? Somebody walking around with an AR-15? The cop says, no, a massive douchebag walking around the neighborhood just acting like a dick. Have you seen him? It's like, I got a picture of him. Pulls his camera up, his phone, takes a picture of him and says, see him? Do you see him? Laughs his face, walks away. Okay, so yes, concealed carry, I'm all for it. Sometimes when I see people open carrying, I don't know what to think about that. I do. I would agree and say your AR-15 makes you look like a dick. You got in your house, no good, where you can grab it, you can defend anyone in earshot. There's something bad going down. You see what I mean? Someone around that school, if someone lived close enough to that school to hear that, they would have been afraid to do that because there's signs around there that say gun-free zone. What happened to heroes run toward the sound of gunfire? That's something that, I mean, people used to say that as a thing that people did. Apparently that's gone now. Oh, we got some comments out here. We got Finer Print out here. I'm glad to have him. He usually has some very intelligent things to say. Right, number one, no poofters. Damn good at being a poofter, common sense guy says. Rule number two, no one is too... What? Man, I ain't even going for it. I don't know what you're saying, but I just, you caught me out because I just said you're intelligent and you're talking some crazy trash over there. But the fact of the matter is, Antifa's still around. They're still trying to push the idea as this Dwayne Dixon of redneck revolt is, that when the left instigates violence, it's in response or resistance. I didn't see what they're responding to. They said, oh, because someone was coming there to peacefully protest. But if they peacefully protest for them means tearing up ATM machines. We see that video evidence. They peacefully protest, whatever that may look like, and someone comes and does anything to stop it, they have been, the fascists have attacked them and stopped them from exercising their right. When they get together to stop someone, they are resisting something. Resisting what? Resisting what? What happened? I hate to be redundant. I know I've said this in the past if you follow along with me. But what happened to the Blues Brothers days? If I remember the Blues Brothers, they're trying to get this money to save this orphanage where they're from, where they grew up, and they end up running from everybody. They screw everybody over. They're running from a bar owner. They're running from the Ku Klux Klan, these county cops, but the Ku Klux Klan. And they just mock these dudes. It shows them going down the street, in their thing, and they're trying to get by. They're doing their march. They're trying to get through. And Elway like honks the horn. They say something, this big thing they got rigged up, and then they just drive through them and force them to jump in the river. And anyway, they mock them. What's wrong with that? If you don't agree with somebody, listen to their ideas first, because believe it or not, even a Nazi, man, and look, Finer Print's Jewish, so am I. Even a Nazi could have a good idea. Not the extermination of Jews, of course not. I would say even Lebensraum was a little rough. I mean, not for just going and taking over your neighbors because you want to call it Germany. And I understand Austria, they spoke German. I mean, they had their what you call it, but then they go to Poland, didn't speak German in Poland. But a stop clock is right twice a day. So even Antifa, I mean, I listen to them. I have never once said that Antifa should be banned, stopped from speaking at a campus, stopped from doing a march, stopped from doing a protest, stopped from waving signs, stopped from strapping penises on themselves, these women, and doing these things that when I'm in public, man, somebody comes up on me, man, with like a vagina, a full-on big vagina suit with dangling, flapping labia and dangling, overblown clitoris, I'm aghast. I'm taken aback. I'm believe it or not, I know I'm the ogre, and you might not believe this. I maintain a certain amount of decorum in public. I'd like it maintained by everyone else, because once you start breaking these norms, that's what people don't understand. Man, listening to Jordan Peterson this morning, and the whole idea of changing someone's pronoun to give them respect, when pronoun, there's something we just do because other people do it. It's a short way to refer to someone in a way that will know at least 50-50 who they are, and it pertains to 4 billion people on Earth. So that's respect. That's nothing to do with respect. It's having to do with someone forcing you to do something to make them feel superior. put them in power. When they talk about respect, it's just they want you to more than respect them. Respect is not really what they're looking for. That's what they have this such a weird, because in a lot of cases, authority figures that they didn't like when they were young, their fathers, their mothers, because of the impression that they have of these people, they feel like, and in most of these cases, these people earn their respect. But because they don't know what it is to earn it, they feel like I could just snatch it and grab it from someone by wearing a bracelet that it can be flipped one way, and you should refer to me as him, her, his. Another way, hers, her, whatever. And then if I don't wear it, it's Zim, Zir. I have it bracelet on both wrists. It's bebop, dim, zip. What the fuck? I mean, where does it end? It's not a slippery slope. It's a bloody fucking cliff they want you to jump off of. I remember people saying this with the same-sex marriage, that this was going to be a slippery slope onto promoting pedophilia. And I remember hearing that and taken back and thinking, what? Look, I don't agree with it either, that we state recognize. If they can find an organization to recognize it, just as married people that are this different genders do, where you go to church, you go to your synagogue, you go to your temple, you go to your mosque, and they provide, there's a holy man there, holy woman there, and they marry you, and then the state recognizes it. Well, I'm sure if you're a man and a man, you can find an organization to recognize that, and they could make their own, and then you take it to the state should just recognize that. I always felt that way. But I didn't understand that it would lead to the whole bake a cake for me, whether you like it or not, or you're going to lose your business, be ruined financially, be without a home, not be able to send your kids to college, all the things you worked for, dreamed for, fucking gone, vanished in a second. History. Never to be seen again. No idea. I had no idea that those people were right too, and that it would lead down the path to promotion of cross-dressing drag queen children, such as lactation. This Antifa nut telling people to go and stop off an intersection, wave cars on a certain way. This guy, I don't like to say a lot of names. The only name I'm going to mention today is Dwayne Dixon and Heather Heyer. I mean, I feel like that's appropriate. She's the victim here, Heather Heyer. But I hate to even mention Dwayne Dixon. The only reason I am is because attention needs to be put on him, not because we know he did it. I want to mention the driver of the car because we know he did it. I'm not going to mention the shooter. I've heard this said by other people, I believe. It's too many to go through. Mark Dice, a lot of different people are saying right now, don't mention it. And I agree with that. Why give them publicity? It's shown that psychologically, a lot of these people are doing this because they know they will live in infamy. And every time another school shooting happens, somebody else will mention the Columbine kids. I almost said their names because their names are burnt into my head. Those kids did exactly what they wanted. They murdered people that treated them badly, and then they killed themselves and became immortal, at least for a while. So why mention them? This person's saying that the left never initiates force is a liar. He should be hounded by all good journalists. And I mean hounded in a good way, not hounded harassing, but I mean, it would feel like harassment to me even, because reporters doing their job sometimes is harassment. I'm not talking to you out there, of course, listening to me, who's going to, drive out to California, wherever this guy is, who's going to fly out there and go, mess with him. None of us. But the news media out there, independent journalists, high caliber YouTubers, Fleckus Talks, these people like this, they should be on this guy just like this. What is his name too? The person that actually did the oh, sorry, man. I'm not remembering the it was called, hang on, I know I've got it. The name of the Big League editor. Big League. It's called Big League. Big League Politics. Those are the guys. So these people that were here filming him and talking, questioning him, they're not just jerk offs off the street. These are people that want answers. More people need to ask the same questions, other questions similar to it. Why are you there, militant, like rabble rousing people up, saying that someone's going to get hit? Go down there, get hit. That's crazy. It's insane. That is initiating violence. And not in response to violence. They're saying that it's violent because Nazis are Nazis and they're inherently violent. No. You don't get to do that. That is one of the most insane arguments I've ever heard. It would never be allowed in a court of law. It's unethical. It's unthinkable. It's just unreal. Well, tell you what, folks. Getting real close to my time. I just want to really thank Wild Smile. That was the progenitor of this idea. In fact, I'll shoot the link out to one of two, and you can find the other one that he did about this topic and this person. I can't even find some video that he had on here. I had to use this video because the video of this Dwayne Dixon standing on the car and telling everybody, block off the intersection, come on, go. He was shouting at them like he was a drill instructor. Couldn't believe it, man. It's like, wow, you're acting like a person that's some kind of military authority or some kind of police authority here in this area, getting people to do what? You can't stop them from protesting. That's what they did. That was their goal. They initiated the violence. I watched several times a day and build up to this, you know, the clash, if you will, at the very beginning, and the whatever they were. I'm not sure if they were rednecks, if they were Nazi, KKK, blending, white nationalists, white supremacists. I'm not sure. There was a lot of people there. I think it had something to do with white and something to do with the South. But the funny thing is, I've seen some black people in there too. That was what really threw me off. It's like if it was white supremacists only, totally, wouldn't be no black people in there. And if there was white supremacists that was planning on doing it, they wouldn't do it with the black people. I don't think the KKK would either. I mean, I'm not sure if there was other source. It probably was where the KKK was marching and there were no black folks. Very possible. But the fact of the matter is the KKK don't march with black people. You know, Black Panthers don't march with whitey. It's just the way it is. So I strongly encourage. Yes, he is too. Rafferty Dom. He's very good. One of my favorites. Short and to the point. Short and sweet. Makes good points. Common Sense got him on the show one time. And Common Sense guy, I'm finna get off, man. I'm just gonna get off. This is just one of my little something I'm trying new here. It's live rants. So I had a time frame in mind, and I've just about hit it right on the nose, man. I'm gonna try to keep it to that, and just say this again as I was wrapping up. We have to put pressure on these people in a nice way. Won't seem nice to them. But Yvette Fararka, she has to go to jail for a long time. She has to go to jail. She has to do at least 8 months, maybe a year in county jail. Has to. She has to pay a big fine also. These people, the Sun Soar, and these people that cause this stuff when they do crime. When I watch these videos, if you can find these people that have actually struck the first blows on the other side, that's it. You instigated a riot. You started. That's bad. You can't do that. You don't get a mob and get at the head of it and be the one that starts the violence, that starts the momentum going forward. That's going down into monkey territory. That's getting back into the trees. That is what a troop of chimpanzees will do once in a while. Every once in a while, they turn on the leader of their troop. 3 or 4 of them will get together because they won't try to go against the alpha alone. They never will. But they'll get together, and man, one will have a rock and bash its head, and they'll beat them to death. And of course, not the 4 take over. Never is. One of them, the toughest one, will take over, and they have the same situation they had before, just different. It's a different monkey at the head. Sometimes worse than the one before. In fact, if it's younger, it's usually always worse. Why do we want to revert back to that? Why would we want to be monkeys? We need to call Antifa out for the monkeys that they are. and one of the monkeys comes down out of the trees like this Dwayne Dixon. We need to have our lions come out of the pride and call them out and say, no, we don't want your kind here. You're going to have to slow down your rhetoric, and open carry is fine, but you've already brandished your weapon as a menacing. You notice people that are open carry are very careful. You cannot brandish that weapon. You can't even. You shouldn't even like gesture to it like, yeah, hey buddy, you want some of me? And point. Shouldn't do that. You're at that point, you're menacing with a deadly weapon. And that is, that's an open to interpretation, but it's not open to interpretation if you just have it at parade rest in front of you, if you have it on your back. That's not. Put your finger on the trigger, point it towards somebody, point toward, gesture with it, tell somebody to move along with the weapon as if it was a move along stick, a pointing stick. All those things are very suspicious and could be looked at by any officer that was around as brandishing a weapon, menacing with a firearm. That's a chargeable offense. You're in trouble. This guy committed those things. I can see it on, he's done it. Anyway, be good to your friends. Be good to your family members. Be good to your loved ones. Be quick to say you're sorry. Be even quicker to accept an apology, especially when that thing your friend, your family member, your loved one has done seems to be so huge, you'll never be able to forget about it. Because constant viewers, common sense guy, Jensen Quinn, all my beloved friends, at a time you think not, your friends, your family members, your loved ones, your life, your cause will depart from you.